Morning everybody, Mike Vacchi, Princetontrader here for Mr. Topstep with your Tuesday morning pre-market webcast. So yesterday, we finally moved down during the regular trading session to test those 1198 lows. And we actually made a new low relative to the recent pullback at 1195.5. So in looking at the daily chart and zooming out a bit, we see a few things. We've made three lows, 1068, 1147.5, and now potentially 1195.5. The highs during that same period of time, you've got the 1289.25, then the 1268, and now the question becomes, can the bulls push things past 1268 back up towards 1290, or are we going to make another lower high somewhere below 1268? If that happens, if we make the lower high, we got higher lows and lower highs, the daily chart on the ES begins to look very wedge-like. And I talked about this a couple weeks ago, and we were going to check and see how this developed over time. And the ball is in the bulls' court to avoid this, and they've got to get back over 1268 to do it. We're going to have to see how it plays out, but either we get back over that level, or we make a much weaker bounce and we go back down to potentially test this 1195 area, and then below headed back down towards 1147. So something to keep an eye on. Pretty quiet overnight headline wise. No big economic news today. We've got housing starts, but aside from that, really not much going on. The rumblings you're hearing, and I think over the next week or so, as the deadline approaches, focus is going to get back towards Washington, D.C. with this whole payroll tax issue. So that's something to watch out for. As far as the pivots go, we made the 1195 low yesterday. We made a nice 10-handle move up to the 1206 level, which is today's 3-day pivot. You've also got a daily and 45-day pivots basically in lockstep at 1204.66 to 1204.75. Our current trade is 1209.25. So on a pullback, I'm looking for the 3-day at 1206 to hold, and then that zone at 1204.75 essentially. So you can kind of put a thick band there between 04.75 and say 06.5. If we lose that, then we're looking at round number 1200 and below. On the upside, the 1195 move, there was a nice move off the Europe Open up off the daily pivot. That move stalled out at the 45-day pivot at 1211.83, and it's backing off still. We're trading at 875. So we'll see how that plays out during the day. So that 45-day pivot right now looks like resistance, and the 3-day daily and 20-day pivot zone looks like support, and right now basically in no man's land between those two levels. So let's do support and resistance. On the downside, 3-day pivot 1206.42, the daily and 20-day 1204.66 to 1204.75, then round number 1200, 1195.5, 1188, then 1179 to 1180, and 1173. On the upside, 45-day pivot 1211.83, 1214, 1219, 1220.75, which is your 9-day pivot, 1223, 1228, 1232, 1235, double fibs at 1240 to 1241, and then 1248. So everybody have a great day. Mike Vacchi, Princeton Trader for Mr. Topstep. I will see everybody tomorrow. Trade them well.